I am Dr. Ajay Kumar Pillai, Chemistry Department, Assistant Professor, Chemistry Department, Government VYT PG College, Durg. I will be taking a portion Food Analysis. It is an important branch of analytical chemistry which is able to provide information about the chemical composition, quality control, contamination, adulteration, etc. So you understand how important it is. Now, food analysis can be broadly classified into two types: ultimate analysis and proximate analysis. In ultimate analysis, the analysis involves the analysis of ions and certain ions like calcium, magnesium, sodium, iron, copper, etc. In the other type of quantitative analysis, proximate analysis, information is gathered regarding the nutritional and the biochemical values. Let us take first the ultimate analysis, in which the simple metal ions like sodium and potassium is determined. Sodium is an important constituent, and it maintains the normal water distribution. It is it is simply determined by using iron selective electrodes. You have to just take the solution, the sample, and dip the electrodes in that, and you will straight away get the reading. It is very simple, low cost instrument, and it is simple to operate. Next one is flame photometer, which is generally used, in which the sample is vaporized and it is analyzed by using a detector. And another one is the little quite costly, that is atomic absorption spectrophotometer. The instrument is although costly, but it will give you the minute amount of the sample if present. Calcium also, it can be determined by the flame photometer. Calcium is determined. It is very important because for maintaining the bone, etc. In bone strength, etc. In flame photometer, it operates on the principle when the sample is vaporized, it gets vaporized, and the intensity of emission is proportional to the number of excited atoms, which is directly proportional to the concentration of element in the solution. एलिमेंट का concentration जितना होगा उतना वो एक्साइट होगा, और एक्साइट होकर वापस आएगा तो उतना एमिशन वो करेगा. तो more the concentration, more will be the emission. Calcium also, it can also be determined by flame photometer, and another simple method is by titrimetric method. Titrimeter सस्ता है और जो है सिंपल अपन लैब में कर सकते हैं, in which the use calcium is titrated with EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid, and using eriochrome black tea as indicator. As soon as you add the indicator, it turns blue, and at the end point the pink color appears. So it is a very simple method, and this is the calculation of the titrimetric method. Next, carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is an important constituent because it is the main energy provider. So ऐसा भी नहीं हो सकता, but excess of carbohydrate will lead to metabolic problems. मोटे दिखने लगते हैं. तो ये भी नहीं कि कार्बोहाइड्रेट हम बंद भी कर दें, because it is the main source of energy. If the carbohydrate intake is lessened, is कम हो गया, तो then the other constituents are utilized for providing energy. तो दूसरे constituents कम हो जाएंगे. तो ऐसा भी नहीं हो सकता कि ज़्यादा भी नहीं, कम भी नहीं. It has to be maintained. So in this method, in this carbohydrate, we use Munson and Walker method. It is a gravimetric method, gravimetric, or you can use it as a titrometric method also. In this, the carbohydrates are oxidized by using excess of copper sulfate and alkaline tartrate, and they are oxidized to soluble copper oxide, which is precipitated, and this precipitate can be either be determined gravimetrically by first by filtering it, drying and then weighing, or titrating it by dissolving the precipitate and then titrating with using a suitable indicator. So both can be done gravimetrically as well as titrometrically, it can be done. But there are disadvantages of Munson and Walker method. The result depends on the reaction time, temperature and the concentration of reagents used. इसमें थोड़ी सी भी गलती हुई तो आपके सारे रिजल्ट गलत जाएंगे. A small mistake can make a small mistake in these parameters can make very misleading results. So we should be very careful. Another problem is it cannot distinguish between different types of reducing sugars. सारे reducing sugar जो है ये reaction देते हैं, इसलिए ये है वो है ये नहीं कर सकते अपन. And thirdly, it cannot determine the concentration of non-reducing sugar directly. These are the disadvantages of this method. So here we have finished some of the few of the methods which we are generally used. Thank you.